What's up? This is Dennis Luby. As you can see, Save With Your Legs Media. And we're here today. We're going to talk about the weekend. We're going to talk about Mathieu van der Poel and Milano to San Remo. We're going to talk about Biniam Girmay, Milano to San Remo. And we got to talk about another young African rider who's in the breakaway. He's from Ethiopia. And he also did really well. Save With Your Legs Media, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks, we got lots of stuff coming up. So what's up? It's Dennis Luby, Save With Your Legs Media. We are in Croydon. It's crazy because if you go outside and walk around Croydon, some of the area doesn't look too nice, but like there are they're doing a lot of work in Croydon, and this is one of the nicer places in Croydon. This is the Box Park. So as you can see, people are just sitting around having drinks. They got a big old screen, so like when they have like the big World Cup matches or cricket or whatever might be going on, they show it on the big screen. This is a real popular afterworks spot on Fridays. But what we are here doing today is we're going to talk to you about Milano to San Remo. Milano to San Remo. That was probably one of the most exciting races that they've had in a while. Well, Orderich last year, that was pretty exciting things as well. But this year, Mathieu van der Poel was the eventual winner of Milano to San Remo. And what's funny to me is that people were saying, like the commentators were saying, they didn't even pick Mathieu as a, even as an outside bet, because he was like the lead up to this had been sort of like iffy. But I'm thinking like the man won the world. He won the world championships. He won the World Cup race. He won the worlds in cyclocross. Mathieu van der Poel won the worlds in cyclocross. He came to form when he needed to. He outsprinted ran on for that title. And his lead up and build up to that was like precise. And it was almost like the races that he'd done in between Milano to San Remo and the World Championships was almost like a sort of cool down so that he wouldn't get out of shape, but then he wouldn't be doing too much. So he had some mediocre results in between that. But what was fantastic was to see him perform at Milano to San Remo. So back to what I was saying, it was just weird to hear how people like sort of discounted him, like that he might not be able to do the business. So it was him, Filippo Ganna, Tadej Pogacar, and Wout van Aert. So that was the four that went over the Poggio. Crested the Poggio. But as you see that Mathieu, he got like a 4-second gap and increased that all the way to the finish, basically because of the way he descended down the back side of the Poggio. My other person I'm going to talk about is Biniam Girmay. He was upset with himself at his finish. I was a little bit upset. Like I said, there's a massive learning curve like that he has to get through, and I hope that he doesn't lose his edge that he has, the speed and power that he has in learning and getting to where he needs to get to go to. So like he got stuck behind. He was just way too far back. I don't understand how he was so far back. When he knows, like at the Giro, he was like on Mathieu van der Poel, like white on rice. I don't understand how come he didn't have that same mindset. Rather, he didn't have the pickup to like be up there. And he's like in the Poggio on Milano to San Remo, the last climb, you need to be in the top 10 to top 15 at the most. He wasn't in the top 15 when they made the turn onto the climb. He had to work his way up into the top 15. So that's a lot of work. So his teammates didn't get him to where he needed to be. So he had a lot of work to do. But at the same time, he's watched it many times. It's not the first time he's done the race. And I'm just, maybe next year he'll do a bit better. So I'm a bit disappointed at Vinny. I'm going to put it down more so to the people that are around him and the people who are supporting it. I think they built a strong nucleus of riders to work around him. But at the same time, I think Intermarché is still even more concerned with making sure that they get race wins everywhere so that the spread thin. They did not have the strongest possible support for Vinny at Milano San Remo. If they had, they would have had him near the front at the bottom of that climb. They would have had him at the near front at the bottom of the Poel. So that's how the Poel went. And then we also had the young man from Ethiopia who was in the breakaway for 260 kilometers, almost 160 miles, riding at an average of 28 miles per hour. Now you do the math. You're cyclists, you do the math. That was a pretty amazing effort by that young man. So, and then just going to touch on a young man by the name of Jordan Schlack. He is riding the Cape Epic, which is in South Africa right now. It's basically a 7-day mountain bike stage race. The stages are super long. They're like, you know, like some of the stages like 60, 70 miles long. That's a long stage. That's a long day on a mountain bike. Because if you can imagine on a mountain bike, your cadence is probably double or triple that of on a road bike. So your legs are doing that much more work. So a 60-mile segment or stage, and it's a lot of climbing as well. That's a hard race. So Jordan Schlack, he's from Uganda. His teammate is from Kenya, and they are on day 2, going on to day 3. He's down in like out of 100 riders, I think he's like around 57th or something. It's not too bad. Surprisingly, Vincenzo Nibali has quit. He's retired from pro racing, and he's now racing this mountain bike. So he's in this race. So that's pretty interesting to see how Vincenzo Nibali's going to do. In that, like, we know he's super strong, but now it's a different thing where he's riding mountain bike, which requires some technical, not just fast. You got to be technical as well. And this race looks exciting. It's a 2-man team, so you and your teammate, you have to finish together because your time doesn't stop until your last rider. So you can't go right off and leave your teammate. So it's a 2-up team, and it's a pretty cool race. So hopefully I can find. So I think I saw a little glimpse of him. You know, like they had a little group, and he was on the back of the group. So hopefully we can get some footage of Jordan. That would be super cool. Jordan, like I said, he's from Uganda, and his teammate is from Kenya. So that's Jordan Schlack. So I think that's all that I'm going to touch on. And I guess I was going to say something about Biniam Girmay and Intermarché. So if Intermarché sends a subpar team to support Vinny, he's going to get disappointed all the way around. And I do not want this young man to get discouraged. He's a massive talent, and he definitely needs the support. He needs the same type of support as Wout Art, is getting at the same time as Van der Poel is getting, and because he can deliver the goods. Now just imagine the sprint that he out-sprint Van der Poel last year at the Giro. Vinny, as I see, was probably the only person that could have matched Van der Poel paddle stroke for paddle stroke on that last bit of the climb, and it should have been a 2-up sprint, Van der Poel versus Biniam Girmay. But just because of bad, this is learning curve, and I hope the learning curve is not too long, because we need to strike while the iron is hot. So that's it. In the Sleepy Cycling Tours, we at the Box Park in Croydon. I'm going to jump on my train and head home. And also Friday, look for Friday. We're going to be going live on Friday, and hopefully have a couple of panelists. I don't know who's going to be on the panel. You have to tune in, check it out. Anyway, peace out. In the Sleepy, stay with your legs. You know it. Your legs media, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.